Battlefield 1 closed alpha footage from EA Play. The embargo lifted today, and so now you're getting some new footage. You will see some new things in this video that most people haven't shown, so see if you can pick it out. The initial purpose of this video is to start my YouTube series, and it's going to go essentially about stories that I have, that I've done, that things have happened to me during deployment. It's going to go over both deployments, Iraq and Afghanistan, and I figured today the best place to start is my very first firefight, and this took place in Baghdad, Iraq. But I won't be using people's names. There were people I didn't like, so I'm just going to kind of leave it as generic as possible with telling details from my side of the story. Alright, so here we go. This was April 2008. We had just gotten to Baghdad, Iraq, northeast side of the city. We had just taken over a joint police station with over from 10th Mountain Division. They're out of Fort Drum, New York. So we had taken that over, and we were with the Iraqi National Police. We were in their police station. They had the first floor, we had the second floor. And the conditions were pretty bad. They'd constantly told us stories about IEDs and EFPs, which were electronic or explosively formed projectiles. Essentially, they were shape charges. They blew up a piece of metal, turned into a big bullet, and just went through everything. So most of us, being new to deployment, this was my first deployment, pretty scared. So they were taking us out every day, showing us the roads, and after that, we started doing patrols on our own. Our very first patrol on our own, we went down the road that they told us not to go down. 3 vehicles got destroyed. One person who was a sergeant got shot by a sniper in the face. He didn't make it. And our commander, being super gung-ho, decided we needed to go to that town and take them down for what they did to us. So the very next day, we went and tried to take a back way into the town. We had to go through a little field that was completely nothing but dirt. So we drove through that, got to the field, everybody got out of their vehicles, and we started to patrol up to the town. As we got up to the town, you hear a couple bullets go off. Like, not a big deal. We'll just keep going, see how it goes. Soon as we all get into the town, all hell breaks loose. Machine guns, rockets, mortars, everything coming at us, and we had no idea what was going on. So we all ran into cover. Half was on one side of the town, the other half, my half, was on I guess it was the more innermost part of the town, and we took cover. I had a really terrible sergeant in charge of me, and I get down behind a hill, and I had a SAW, squad automatic weapon, M249, and he just says, "Stay here, keep down." And he gets up and takes off running, and so I'm there by myself. So I'm just sort of sitting there with bullets and stuff flying over my head, and just doing what he told me to do. Just sit there and be quiet, stay down. And that happened for about 10 minutes before another NCO comes up and asks me what I was doing, and just told him exactly what he said, and he goes, I'm not going to say the exact words he said because I try to keep this as PG-13 as possible, but he said, "Get up here, get into this building." So I did. I got up, booked it to the building. And this is where the fun part starts. He tells me to go up to the roof and set up my machine gun and go to town. So I went up to the roof, put down my bipod on the corner, and just unloaded in the direction that the bullets were coming from. Bullets were just going everywhere. I don't know where they were shooting at me from exactly, but it was multiple different directions. They were shooting mortars, they were shooting rockets at houses, and so I just unloaded towards every direction I could see gunfire. I had 250 round belts. I had 10 of them on me, and I went through 8 of them. There were pieces of house getting just wrecked all around us. We had artillery teams from the forward operating base, FOB, near us. They were laying down fire into this village, and we were just leveling everything. So as I was shooting, it was about, I don't know, good 15 minutes maybe max. I unloaded, I'd say, over 1,500 rounds into where I thought enemies were. Not sure what happened or who or anything that was around. I was just unloading as bullets were just flying by me. That's that point of adrenaline where you sort of don't care that you're being shot at. You just feel the adrenaline of just destroying and unloading into who you think are bad people. So at about 10, I'd say about 10 minutes or so into this unloading, we had called over the radio and we're told that we were going to be exfilling, which is essentially just getting into vehicles and getting out of there back to our base, which was essentially, I don't know, 300 meters behind us because we hadn't made it into the village yet. Not only was I a saw gunner, I was a gunner on a Humvee, so when they got to go pick us up, I'd get right back into another gun to cover everybody else on their way out of the town. However, this gun was a little bit larger. It was a 50 cal Ma Deuce Mark II, so it was a little bit more devastating. So we get told that we're getting ready to leave. So they pull me off the roof, and they tell me to go down and get in the vehicle, hop in the gun. So I run downstairs and book it across this open area as bullets are still flying at us, and hop into the side of the vehicle, and then pop up into the turret, make sure the gun's loaded, and go right back to business. But this time, I had a little bit more oomph behind my bullets, and I had three whole drums of 100 round ammo for the 50 cal just sitting there. So I started covering fire and aiming at any muzzle flash that I saw. And there were 3 other vehicles, so not only was it just me firing with a 50 cal, there was another 50 cal, a M240 Bravo, which is a 7.62 round, and a Mark 19, which is an automatic grenade launcher. All of those were shooting over the heads of our friendlies towards where the enemy fire was coming from. So as that's happening, everybody runs back to the vehicles. Everybody's in. We're all accounted for. Nobody's hurt. And we all get in the vehicles and head back to the base.
We have lost objective apples.
And then as we get back to the base, everybody makes sure they're good. We all reload our ammo and stuff and go through that whole admin section of where everybody okay, and nobody's hurt, you have all your ammo, you have all your stuff. Make sure the vehicles are okay, all that stupid stuff that goes along with combat. Yeah, after that, we have this camera that goes about, I don't know, 100 feet up in the air. It's called the Eagle Eye, and that camera can zoom in really far. It's got night vision, and we kind of just watched it, used it to watch the base and stuff, and make sure nobody's trying to sneak up at night. So I go down and get on that because I was curious on exactly what we did. So I went down, got on the camera, and started zooming in on the location that we were at because it wasn't very far from the base. So essentially what we did was we leveled about 15 houses, and a lot of houses that we were shooting at had no walls, and it was just pure chaos from the artillery to the machine guns to the grenades to the explosives that we had just thrown at these people. And at that point, it was kind of apparent to me that our commander was useless and kind of stupid and would just find any little reason to go just destroy these poor people's houses. Half of them weren't even attacking us, and that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the deployment, which you will be hearing throughout the next few weeks. I'm going to continue this little series going. I don't have a topic for next week yet. I will sort of just feel it out and see how you guys like this video, and kind of go from there to see what I'm going to do next. I might jump around between Iraq and Afghanistan depending on the story that I want to tell, but I will keep it going. Some may be more interesting than others, but I'm going to try to keep the serious stories. I'm going to go with humorous stories and just kind of screwed up tales that, well, one of them I may not tell, but I don't want you people to think I'm already crazier than I already am, so there may be a couple stories I won't tell just to make you people not think I'm completely batshit crazy. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you subscribe stick around for more, if not for gameplay videos, but for more stories like this. So take it easy. Hope you enjoyed.